Hello, it is Crystal Boom here, and I'm here to show you my brand new fleet with the help of Hindolor making it. To start off, I'll show you this Light Beam Volume Scout Preem that I got off Hindolor. It has a light beam which is generally used on drone ships, and this one is different to the old one that I had because one, it has a less battery, less wings, and different scouts. Not two scout thrusters, it's only got one, and it's also got some volumetric armor to go alongside with it to get it to 40 HP. But this one is also different because it has a 90-degree turret mount instead of the 30-degree turret mount. It is better off in this way because it can shoot further out in an arc of an angle, so it means when it's engaging other drones, it is better at hitting them when they get up closer. Unlike this demi-spindle turret mount, which has only got a 20 arc firing. So it's a lot shorter than even the 31, but it's also got an extra 250 meter range on top of it. So if I jump into a little game right here, I'll be able to show you the difference. So this one here is a lot longer range than this one, as you can see. Even with this one being a little bit further up, you can see that this is where the 30-meter arc is at, but with the extra 250, it shoots there. So people use this a lot more, apparently, because it's got more range, so it means it can engage normal fighters, before they can even hit this one. Alongside that, I've also got a PD fighter that has got 2-point defense on it to support other ships that, say, if I am to verse a ship like this that has missile launchers with range targeting subsystems, so it's got more range, which is when I would need my PD fighters to destroy the missiles that are coming towards me. And in doing so, I would negate their damage with these fighters that are only $80, so it's not that much of a cost difference to get 2 shots of PD. And as well, in the fighters, I also have a no armored version of my other fighter here, which will just make it have less HP, but also it has more range than the other one. Speed than the other one, sorry. And on top of that, I've got a premium fighter that has a different, it doesn't have the normal scout thruster, it's got the fighter thruster, which instead of only having 348 speed, it's now got a total of 552 speed, which means it can move a lot faster. And its mount is a Micro 360 turret mount, which also decreases the range by 34%. So instead of having the normal 350 range, it has the range of 231. So to swap out the short range, it has a 360 firing arc, but is also a lot cheaper and a lot lighter than the full 360 turret mount, which doesn't have any range debuff. This also has 2 wings, so it can turn a lot quicker. As you can see, the turn rate is 216, and they've got 2 of the $4 wings, because using the $8 wing would also add 2 tons to it, unlike the $1 wing, which only adds 0.1 ton. I've also got some brawlers in my fleet, which include this plasma brawler, which only has 1 PD, so I don't need to constantly spawn my PD fighters. This would also be backed up by a carrier, which is this ship here and this ship here. They are both kite carriers with lots of range on them, so their max range is 204 on this plasma orb heavyweight bulk carrier, and on this missile heavyweight bulk carrier, it's got 2,220 instead of the 2,004 range. This is a phase pull status bulk heavyweight bulk ship, which kills these ships here, for example. So if I were to run into these, I would make these, which are more cost effective. As you can see here, this costs 369 and this costs 305, and this here kills this here. So I would make a cost effective choice here by spawning that. This here is also another type of brawler, but it's got flame, which does tick damage. So it does 3% as damage per second. So if it gets flame on a ship, it will slowly eat away its health. And this here is a fusion ring, which does a total of 169 damage, but it has a less range than normal plasma. So that's the trade-off of damage for range there, with reload, so it shoots more of them than it would if it didn't have range mods. It's also got pull to pull an enemy into its range of these. This here is another phase PD pull heavyweight bulk ship. So it's got phase bomb launchers on spindle turret mounts and demi-spindle turret mounts, so it has more range than if it was on a normal turret mount or a micro 360 turret mount. And it is more expensive, but it does more damage and more HP because it can survive longer. This here is another type of brawler that has range mods, so some people wouldn't call it a brawler because of this, but Hindolor does call it that because it's got so much HP and it is mainly carrier dependent with all these batteries, but it also has solar just so it can be somewhat carrier independent. This, going back to the kites, these two are very good because I use this one here to gain map control, because with the missiles having such a wide range, I can cover a lot of area. So if I were to say have the kite here, I would cover practically these 5 points, which would eliminate the enemy from easily getting in there and capping them, which they would use light fighters or something to get, which this here is very, very strong at killing already. Moving down again, I have this here, which can overwhelm PD. So if the enemy is using a lot of these PD fighters, I can spawn this PD, this Sidewinder missile, which has 5 Sidewinder missiles to overwhelm the PD, as Sidewinder missiles shoot 2 missiles at it, which is very good because they are tracking. So this here would shoot 5 missiles this way and 5 missiles that way, which would easily overwhelm these. And I've also got other ships here, which these I'm not sure how to quite use yet, apart from this one actually. This one here is very good because it can go invisible. As you can see, So if an enemy were to spawn this type of kite, I could use this and go into its range without it being able to actually hit me. And the same with this here, but you can also make it jump, as you can see. So it can jump and apparently turn around like in a full 180 without it needing to manually turn around. It can just straight up turn with the jump. You've also got these, which are called Slayers. They are generally a one gunship or multiple gunships that has max reload on it, which is 6 reload modules onto a single turret, which in this case is a fusion ring, which is the more common one because it has a nice amount of DPS, which is 200. This here is a Flame Slayer, which is using flame, so it can, if an enemy is using a lot of these big brawlers that have very slow turn rate, you would spawn these Flame Slayers and run them around the enemy. So if this was the Flame Slayer and I had a brawler that was facing this way, I would run the Flame Slayer up to the enemy and slowly go behind it and hit it with flame, so it would slowly tick away its health. And that pretty much sums up my new fleet. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will keep you up to date on some more battles. Unfortunately, I have done a couple more battles, but I could not show you because I did not record them. One of them was with a player by the name of Juicy Cool the Second, and I won that battle, which was very good. There was also another player that I had a battle with, but I unfortunately do not remember his name. But with this new fleet, I have already won more games than I did with my old 3-ship fleet. So that is a lot better. And I am enjoying using this fleet, and I will be able to get a lot more wins with this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to do all that YouTube subscriber stuff and have a brilliant day.